Welcome back to Angela's Soapbox on Raging Elephants Radio. I am super honored and thrilled to have what will be an ongoing guest on my show. Who will be an ongoing guest on my show? My friend Merissa Hansen, a investigative reporter who is just uncovering all kinds of malfeasance in Harris County, in Texas, and indeed around the country. Welcome, Merissa Hansen, the legend, to Angela's Soapbox.
Thank you for having me today, Angela. I'm so glad to be on the show. I've heard you so many times.
Yeah, this is going to be, y'all wait till you understand what Marissa's been digging up. So those of us who've been paying attention know that the 2020 midterms throughout the country were an excrement show. But in Harris County in particular, the third largest county in the country, it was truly corrupt. We ran out of paper ballots in Republican precincts. The machines were malfunctioning in Republican precincts. And all of these things happened on election day. And so we had a situation where the judges and other elected officials, especially the Harris County judge, the Lena Hidalgo race and the Alex Mueller race, were separated by only 15,000 votes. So we've got a lot of lawsuits going on talking about fraud and malfeasance. And these people are hiding things. Merissa, what are they hiding? Who's covering up for them? Let's unpack it.
Angela, there were so many prongs of cheating in the 2022 elections in Harris County, you wouldn't believe it. It starts with the paper ballots, specific polling locations running out of ballots, specific polling locations not opening in time. I mean, anything that you can think of happened. Voting machines that we had just spent $54 million on in 2020, all of a sudden just stopped working on election day. And during early voting, we never had any of these issues.
They were fine.
We never ran out of paper. We never had any of the machines going down. The toner didn't go out. Polling locations were open on time. The judges were well trained. And then all of a sudden, election day comes along. And at 7 o'clock in the morning, I start getting phone calls telling me that, oh, this polling location isn't open. This polling location is out of toner. This polling location doesn't have paper. I was reporting on it for about 12 hours. And then all of a sudden, I get a phone call being told that Texas Organizing Project and the Texas Civil Rights Project had gone in and sued the county for a TRO to keep the specific polling locations open.
So specific ones.
Like Baker Ripley, for example. And I'm going to have to touch on Baker Ripley being a Democrat feeder and having offshore bank accounts in the Grand Cayman soon. But, let's get back to what's going on. So they sue the county, and Jonathan Fombone and Christian Menefee, the county attorneys, side with them. But Texas Organizing Project is fully funded, or very heavily funded, by Rodney Ellis. I think it's somewhere about $250,000 he's given to this organization, and this organization was formerly Acorn, rebranded as Texas Organizing Project. Someone from Real Clear Politics wrote a large article about what Texas Organizing Project really is.
So basically, for those of us who are, Acorn was this huge organization, this community organizing organization that was basically a money laundering feeding implement for the Democrat Party, a big Obama thing that was disbanded after James O'Keefe exposed it for, I think they were promoting prostitution or something like that, from what I recall. But
that's right.
This group, this Texas Organizing Project, working with Democrats to keep specific Democrat locations open later. At the same time, we have a situation where we have no ballots, we have no toner, we have machines malfunctioning in Republican precincts when Republicans, we know, go vote on election day. So we had a situation with, again, 15,000 or so votes separated Alex Mueller and Lena Hidalgo. Now, what happened next with the lawsuits, and what's going on with the FOIAs that you're not able to get a hold of?
Okay, so back to that lawsuit. when they were in court, Jonathan Fambone, the county attorney, the first county assistant county attorney, he lied in court and said that all of the polling locations had been fully stocked. So I knew for sure that that was a lie. And so I had submitted a FOIA request to the county attorney's office for the transcripts, the court transcripts from that day. And what did they do? They appealed my FOIA. They appealed every single FOIA request that I have submitted regarding the 2022 elections in Harris County. And I have to ask you, why would they be appealing every single FOIA if they had nothing to hide?
Right.
I mean, these people are, everyone that I have spoken to, Wayne Dolcefino, my friend Mark McCraig, all of these people, none of them are able to get any of the information that we have, requested. And to add insult to injury, the AG ruled in my favor for some of the FOIA requests. And guess what they did?
I'm sure they just appealed it.
No, so the county ends up countersuing the AG on their rulings and add all of the rulings in our favor into amendments on the lawsuit. So so now they're using the excuse that they cannot give us our FOIA request because it's now in a lawsuit.
Yeah, Democrats are very good at this lawfare stuff. Very good. We have one group, America First Legal, that is trying to do lawfare on our side, but the Democrats have perfected this. And I think it goes to your point about transparency. What the hell are these people hiding? If everything is cool, if Lena Hidalgo and all these judge slates won fair and square, if Leslie Briones, who's connected to, what's that group, Arnold Foundation?
Arnold Ventures, huge George Soros wannabes. If these people won fair and square, why are they kicking and screaming against transparency? That's number one. Number two, we've got a situation like in our national media where our local media has circled the wagons around these Democrats, and they keep kicking the can, thinking that if we just keep pushing these lawsuits out, it'll be eventually like, what, we should just wait until the next election now. So you mentioned that's not going to happen. We're not giving up this time.
No, we're not.
Go ahead. People rolled over way too easily in 2020.
Yeah.
In 2022, things have changed. And, Rodney Ellis needs to be aware of that we are coming all guns blazing for him and making sure we get everything that we are supposed to get for those FOIA requests. And we are going to prove that they cheated in this election.
And they literally have nothing to run on, so they have to cheat. We know this. The Chronicle reporter that you mentioned is a lady named Jen Rice.
Yeah, she goes by Jen Rice.
What's Jen Rice been up to in the Chronicle, circling the wagons for these people?
So this is what's interesting. A day before the election, Jen Rice runs an article saying that the Astros parade might affect the openings for the polling locations the next day. And, I was like, why would a parade that's being held in downtown affect the polling locations around Harris County? It's almost like Jen Rice was given this information to provide like some kind of shaping operation for people to be prepared for it. And what's even funnier about it is that Clifford Tatum blamed the Astros parade for why the locations were open, in his report that he came out with several months after the election.
Yeah, it's shades of 2020 when all 5 swing states shut down at the same time, and they all gave different reasons. We're just going to bed, whatever. Well, it's 10:30. It's too late. We have to shut everything down, and they're giving cover for these people to say, and the media is following along because the media doesn't want MAGA. They don't want America first. They don't want Texas first. They don't want anything we've got. So they're all working in coordination. It might be interesting to FOIA maybe Rodney Ellis's interactions with Miss Price, and maybe FOIA Jen Price's interactions with
it's Rice.
members
Like,
of the commission.
right. It's Rice like the food, not Price.
Oh, excuse me, Jen Rice. Excuse me. Let me get that heifer's name right. Jen Rice at the Houston Chronicle.
That's right. Yeah, but it's just, and what's become, Harris County has basically become a total banana republic.
Yeah.
The commissioner's court, when it flipped blue, it became weaponized. And, the commissioner's court's meetings, they used to have, you used to be able to talk at least for 2 to 3 minutes. They've now shut down your speaking time to only 1 minute. And the court is made up of 4 Democrats and just 1 Republican. And 2 people of the court have to vote to allow you to continue speaking. Can you believe that?
I mean, yes, I can't wait to go to commissioner's court with you sometime soon and just yell at these people and rail on them for at least a minute.
The problem is that they're doing this to control and suppress the information that's coming out. Because I usually go in there and start, dropping bombs about the election and whatnot to, get it on public record and make sure that, when the time comes, that they cannot deny that they knew this information. It's all on public record now.
Before we go, can we discuss the Tanisha Hudspeth connection with Clifford Tatum and how she was providing cover for Clifford?
Okay, so since the new election administrator's office has been created, they came out with this election commission board, which is made up of 4 Democrats and 1 Republican. Mm-hmm. And when I went to the election commission meeting, which was held 5 months, or no, actually, I think it was 6 months after the 2022 elections, and Clifford Tatum goes up to speak, and the county clerk, Tanisha Hudspeth, who sits on the board of IAGO,
what's IAGO?
IAGO is a board of election and companies like Runback, Heart Intercivic, and all of the bad actors are a part of. And it seems like IAGO is helping with stealing all of our elections, because all of the vendors there tends to be a lot of fraud with those vendors.
Right.
But the allegations are there.
Imagine that.
Yeah. I mean, it's all allegedly, but I have to be careful because I don't want to get sued.
Right. Allegedly.
Yeah. And I believe Dominion also sits on the board of, or they're one of the vendors of IAGO. But Tanisha Hudspeth stops Clifford Tatum from even uttering a single word about how what went wrong on the 2022 elections, citing, guess what? The lawsuit that Christian Menefee had filed. This lawsuit is just a way for them to prevent us from getting any sort of information and from the truth coming out about what happened on November 8th or November 3rd in 2022.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Merissa is a bulldog. She will not stop. She has so much dirt on people, and trust me when I tell you, they're not happy with her, which means she's on the right track. When they try and silence you and shut you down and threaten you, you're on the right track. So, Merissa, I really hope that you'll come back to my show. I can't wait to talk to you on my inaugural show of the Angela Bach Show on 1070 this weekend. And in the meantime, how can people reach you, follow you, what you're doing, and support you?
So I've got a Substack. You can follow me at merissa.substack.com, or you can follow me on my Twitter account, which is Merissa Hansen 17. Thank you so much for having me today, Angela.
Oh, well, my pleasure. My pleasure. Okay, guys, you've been listening to Angela's Soapbox on Raging Elephants Radio. We'll be right back.